welcome back to the Vintage Inspired Fashionista. Today I am at Gus Mayer in Birmingham, Alabama with designer Hilton Hollis. Thank you for joining me, Hilton.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How was your trip to Birmingham?
It was good. I was on ABC this morning, which is really nice to kind of let all the Birmingham ladies know about the upcoming spring fashion trends. So
That's a lot
good
of
experience so far.
Can you tell my readers and viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I actually grew up in Carthage, Mississippi. I was born in Natchez, and I was a student at FIT for a number of years and worked with designer Tim Gardner from Calvin Klein. I also worked with another designer, Dana Buckman, who is originally from Memphis. Dana was in business for about 25-30 years. She really invented this whole area of the market called bridge. And bridge is really just a price point structure. So it's kind of like that sweet spot between like better price points and designer price points. So I think it's a great area to be in because there's a lot of women that, they appreciate really great quality fabrics, and being able to offer those great quality fabrics at a very reasonable price, I think is very important. So,
how has the architecture of your hometown influenced your designs?
Natchez has definitely influenced my designs because the architecture there is, of course, a lot of Gothic. And the Gothic architecture, whether it be a stained glass window or, the front the porches that kind of wrap around these big antebellum homes, the way that they're structured and that replication of structure around a space is very cool because I kind of look at it as the same way as like designing a garment to kind of sit on the body, and how it's structured to kind of accentuate areas of your body, and really like like I said about the stained glass window, like the way that it kind of starts at a pyramid at the top and then kind of works its way out. I think it's important that you can kind of build like a symmetry within the body. So I do a lot of that sort of seaming in my designs.
What is one myth about Mississippi or the South you would like to dispel?
Probably that we don't know that much about fashion.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, so really, fashion to me is so universal, and it's all about an attitude. It's all about an understanding of what works for you and works for your body type. And then I also think that people in the South, they love color, which I appreciate. And anytime that I have an opportunity to show a colorful, beautiful collection that's impactful, I use that opportunity very, very wisely.
Do you have a favorite Southern food or meal, and why would you choose that?
I would have to say my grandmother made these fried apple pies when I was a kid, and she made homemade, peach ice cream to kind of go on top of it, which to me is like the ultimate in Southern delicacy.
Yeah, I love homemade ice cream. It's just makes you feel like you're in the South.
Yeah, for sure.
In my research, I discovered that if you could pick any fashion era of which to live, it would be the 1940s. Why the 1940s?
I really think that was a time in fashion that was very grand and opulent, and I think that things kind of, after the Depression, things kind of opened up and it began this like whole idea of grandeur and just living life to the fullest. So fashion was really fun and very playful, so I like that era a lot.
Yeah. If you could design a dress for anyone in the past, who would it be and why?
Anyone in the past? I would have to say, let's see, I think Marilyn Monroe would be pretty fun to design for. I like her style, I liked her sensibility, and I think when you compare her to some of the current celebrities out there, to me she's almost like, the Charlize Theron of her day. Like she was sexy and sweet, and that sweetness came across as like a sexiness. So I really love that whole attitude.
Yeah, I wish I could do her hair. That's like my favorite thing. How would you describe your designs in 5 words?
Let's see, 5 words.
It's a toughie.
Chic, sophisticated, elegant, understated, and powerful.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. You just look at them and they are very chic. I love everything you design.
Thank you.
You kind of touched on base on this a second ago, but what does fashion mean to you more than, just the wearing clothes, per se?
To me, it's all about doing things that make you feel good. And when I design something, I mean, yes, you want it to look good on your body. You want it to accentuate what you have, kind of take away from things that you might have too much of. But what I really try to do is instill an idea of power in women. And when women put on my clothes, they really tell me that they feel extremely special and unique when they're wearing my clothes. And they also get you noticed, which I think every girl's like fantasy is to go out in this world and like have people fawn over the way she looks.
Yeah.
So for me to have women tell me that that's the way people treat them when they're wearing my clothes, that makes me feel great, and I know it makes them feel great. So
Yeah.
it's just a win-win.
I would definitely say so. When you're not designing and traveling to promote your designs, what do you enjoy doing?
I love to eat.
I think that's just a southern thing.
It is. And, you know, fortunately, I have a lifestyle that does afford me to travel a lot. I get to travel all over the world. I mean, one of my favorite places in the world is Bali in Indonesia. And I will, you know, I'm very adventurous when it comes to food. So I'll eat anything from like satay off the street corner in Bali to like a 5-star, you know, fine dining restaurant. But I kind of enjoy it all because there's such I mean, fashion and food and art and culture and music all kind of work hand in hand. So a lot of times I'll go to a restaurant and I'm inspired by even the food, you know. Just recently I was in New Orleans and I ate at this place called Stella, and it was a phenomenal restaurant, and the way that the chef plated the food and the color presentation and just the way that it was like art on a plate, it was inspiring. So I think everything is inspiring when you get to travel and explore.
Oh yeah, my last question is, I call it the VIP question, and it is, what is one item in your closet you would never toss out and why?
Let's see. It would have to be, I have a leather, an old leather like satchel that I believe it was my uncle's or my dad's, I can't remember, but it's been, you know, part of my wardrobe for years and years and years. But you know, the more beat up and the more old it looks, the better it looks. So I can never ever see parting with that.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Hilton, on my Vintage Inspired Fashionista. And it was a pleasure meeting and interviewing you. Y'all stay fabulous.